Welcome to Rooftop. No, wait. Sorry.
That was so funny opening. It's like you were surprised that this camera showed up. Oh, hi! We were just enjoying some time on the roof.
Alright, one more.
We hang together on rooftops forever. We hang together. We hang together. It's Rooftop ICKS.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Rooftop ICKS. I'm Bryn.
I'm Ben. I'm used to Bryn coming second.
I'm Bryn.
I'm Ben.
And today we're going to talk about Glasser Interiors. This is Glasser's sophomore record. Ring came out 2 years ago. I adored it. It was a slow burn for me. I didn't like it when I first heard it.
I reacted that way too because when I first heard that Ring album,
yeah,
I was like, oh, this is like Susie and the Banshees, only Susie and the Banshees is better and I would rather listen to that.
Sure, the songwriting is really great. The sounds, the production, it has some really weird stuff going on that I like a lot. There's a lot of like world music influences, I feel, in the beat, in the rhythm section. And so I was excited about this new record, but I think what we got is another record from Glasser that is very similar to Ring.
I feel it's similar, but it's sort of, whereas like you mentioned, the world music sounds, the texture, the first album, this one has more like club synthy sounds in it, like these powerful, aggressive synth sounds that they're not club beats and they're not songs that you'll ever dance to in a club by a long shot, but they are those sounds versus the other one, which to me the first one feels more original and more homemade.
Yeah, the sounds feel like things I've heard before.
Right.
The melodies are great. It's catchy. It's a fun record. I don't think there's a song on it I don't like.
Yeah.
But I feel like she kind of set herself up to kind of have this powerhouse of ingenuity and like real kind of pop, like just explosive creativity coming from her. And then there's sort of this new album that is just more of the same, but a little.
And I guess, I mean, if you're Glasser and you've got that first album, you have the choice of either just making that album again, or trying to take it to the next level. And I guess this was the way she tried to take it to the next level.
And I think it fails and succeeds in certain ways. I don't think it's
a little more polished, but I kind of like the first one better. I would rather listen to the first one.
But when I was thinking about it, I was thinking about asking you, like, do you feel a record that does something really interesting, what does that band do in the sophomore record?
I don't know. I mean, there's no formula, otherwise everyone would do it.
Yeah, that's why there is a sophomore slump.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing.
I think the only thing you can do is just not try and engineer that side of it too much.
Yeah.
To approach a second album as, here's our strategy for the second album. You know, I
can't do that.
No, I think you have to just make the album that you feel like making.
As a fan of the first record, I kind of wanted her to go more crazy and just like give me something totally new and different. Yeah. And that didn't happen.
Right.
And so, while it's not a bad record, I think it's probably just as good of a record as Ring.
Yeah.
But because it's after Ring, I'm not as impressed. I give it, just because it's so unadventurous, even though it's good, I'll give it like a 6.
I will also give it a 6.
Nice. Cool.
Yep.
Well, I enjoy it. I would recommend listening. If you've never heard Ring, totally listen to it. It's good.
Yeah, I would begin with Ring. I don't know, on the other hand though, maybe if you started with this one first, you might like this one better.
Or you'll appreciate it greatly and then say, oh, Ring is also really great. So, yeah, do that.
Well, we should see what Lucas Jr. thinks of it. Look at him. He's at the club. He's like, how come they never play this at the clubs?
You want to listen to Glasser at a club?
I don't even think they let cats in clubs.
I bet they let Lucas in.
I go to the Lucas clubs.
What's a Lucas club?
Clubs for Lucases.
Where would that be?
There's a club that only lets a certain name of person in? Yeah, it's called a Lucas club.
What
would you think a Lucas club is? I don't think there is a such. You just say shit, Lucas.
Is George Lucas allowed?
What's his name?
George Lucas?
Yep, he's allowed. It's a Lucas Club. What's George Lucas's name?
George Lucas.
Then he's allowed.
Wait, are you asking what his name is rhetorically? Like,
No, I don't know what George Lucas's name is.
what, you still don't know? You know, I just told you.
I'm concentrating on dancing.
How hard is it to dance?
It's hard. All right, so this brings us to our email segment of the show.
Viewer emails, one of our favorite parts.
Our producer Cindy is here with us.
Now, if you want to write us an email, just see the email in the description box below, or just leave a comment on YouTube and we'll try and answer.
Or feel free to call me at home on my landline.
Which is 917. Wait, you have a landline?
No.
Did you get a bundle deal? Is that why?
Yeah. I wanted to watch ESPN.
Alright, so the first one is coming from Orange is the New Banana. What are you supposed to do when you become sexually or romantically attracted to a friend? Is the friend zone a permanent location? Does a failed attempt equal friendship over?
I think you have to say, I am an adult and I communicate with words. You know, I don't think
you can do anything about it, really.
No,
I think you just have to sort of sit around and be like, or just get drunk.
No, you just say, I think you should just, whoever you are, what is your name?
Orange is the New Banana.
Orange is the New Banana. You should just be honest and open about your emotions and don't take it awful if the feelings are...
So what's your method, Cindy, of hitting on a friend?
Get them really plastered.
See?
And then take advantage of them. Like, you know, maybe slip a roofie in there.
Are you telling our viewers to rape their friends?
So the next one comes from Evil Cat Lady. And the question is, what scares you the most?
Wow. You know mine.
I do know yours.
Mine is snakes.
Yep. Do you know what you're afraid of?
What am I afraid of? Sociopaths. Because there are a lot of them here in New York City, and I feel like I encounter them often.
Almost exclusively.
Yeah.
People who are crazy are scary.
I think you kind of have to be a sociopath to even get yourself here.
E.T.?
E.T.
I'm afraid of E.T.
E.T.'s not real though. Or the movie.
No.
You're afraid of the movie?
Images of the character E.T.
The character.
Scared.
Because it looks like a dookie.
Pretty creepy looking.
Looks like what?
And he looks like a dookie.
Like a slimy,
like a really extra wrinkly dookie.
face shit dick.
Amorphous.
I'm also scared of vomiting in public.
Really? That's a fear?
I'm afraid of that happening, yeah. I take all steps to avoid that happening.
Remember a few weeks ago when I vomited in public?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I sat in the East Village and just vomited
in the gutter
That's
with
the
your
best place to do
finger
that.
down your throat. And these old ladies walked by and looked at me as if I should be tending to you.
Yeah, you said they were like...
They were looking at you and they just were like, oh. And then they looked at me like, how come you're not holding her hair back and taking care? And I just really have an understanding.
Yeah, we're not at that
Okay, so this one's coming from Agent Dildoinger.
Clever names, internet. Appreciate it.
And, oh, I so have an answer for this. What's the most overrated movie?
I feel like all movies are overrated.
Because...
Aren't they? Like every time you hear a lot of hype about a movie, it's never that good. You know what I mean? It can't live up to the hype.
But I think one of the most overrated movies that I know about is The Godfather.
I love The Godfather. How can you say it's overrated?
I think that it's pretty lame.
You think it's lame? What's lame about it?
I don't think the story's very interesting. I don't think it's well directed. I mean, it's pretty to look at.
Of course it's well directed.
I think the acting is kind of bland.
It's an iconic movie.
I know, but I just
to say an iconic movie is well directed.
It's overrated. I think it's overrated. I think Godfather 2 was great, but I think the acting in Godfather 1 is it's not about anything. I think the story is really bland and stupid. And and I just don't
The movie police are on their way to get you. You hear that shit?
Trouble now.
Don't worry, I got it. I got it. Yeah, go on.
I don't think it's that great.
All right. This is a song by the Velvet Underground.
1, 2, 3.
If you close the door, the night could last forever. Leave the sun shine out and say hello to never. Oh, the people are talking and they're having such fun. Oh, I wish that could happen to me. But if you close the door, I'll never have to see the day again. If you close the door, the night could last forever. Leave the wine glass out and drink a toast to never. Someday I know someone will look into my eyes and say hello. You're my very special one. But if you close the door, I'll never have to see the day again. Dark shiny bars, shiny Cadillac cars, and people on subways and trains. In the rain, the people look well in the dark. If you close the door, the night could last forever. Leave the sun shine out and drink a toast to never. Party and have such fun. Oh, I wish this could happen to me. But if you close the door, I'll never have to see the day again.